What's up, everybody? You know me, I like to get right into things, so let's do it. Ask yourself this simple question. Why do fighters fight? Besides for the love of the sport. Fighters fight for the money, for the fans, for the fame, and to make history. So we're going to cover these 4 things. And in doing so, and I guarantee you, you're going to realize how truly great this game could be. So let's start off with the money. The company behind Grand Theft Auto, Rockstar, they spoke in detail about how you generate these outrageous sums of money in the game, and there's nothing to do with it. Like in Fight Night, you make these hundreds of millions of dollars, and what? Your only bill in life is to pay your trainer? Fighters have an entire team on the payroll, and in Fight Night Round 6, you have your very own team. A team consists of 1, your trainer, 2, your manager, and 3, your cut man. And also, your entourage, okay? And those are each and every one of these people that are on your entourage from, I'm talking about their face, their height, their build, and their gender, and their clothing must be entirely customizable. Every fighter that walks to the ring is unique. Their entourage is unique to them, to their personality. Who do they attract? We need to create these people. Now, your trainer, your manager, and your cut man, these people work for salary. And as your income as a prize fighter grows, your entourage will grow. Your training regimen will improve as you recruit better trainers. The damage you take in fights will decrease as you recruit a great cut man. And your ability to negotiate fights in your favor will improve as you hire better managers. Alright, and now let's talk about managers. Throughout Legacy Mode, it's not enough to climb the rankings all by yourself, okay? There needs to be other superstars fighting alongside you, climbing the ranks too, waiting for the big super fight. You know what I mean? Eventually you're gonna meet these superstars who you're competing in popularity with. If you fight them early in your career with a low-cost manager, then, your superstar opponent, if he's an in-fighter, the ring will be small. The venue will be in their hometown. They'll be announced last. Their name will be the first in billing. And their name will be the one plastered all along the ropes and banners, etc., etc., etc. Now remember, in the game, you need to make us feel like we become that superstar in the end. I want my name all over, whatever it is I want to write. On the ropes, on the ring, what color I want the ring. Those are my terms to negotiate after, I've achieved some level of success and have that good manager that I can afford. Don't force feed us opponents one by one. If I want to suddenly go up in weight, up or down, whatever, I need to do that when I want to. You understand? When I feel like doing it, whenever the hell I feel like doing it. Now, we need the choice from a pool of at least 9 or 10 opponents, not just one at a time. That's outrageous. And one more thing I noticed in my playthrough of EA UFC's Legacy Mode, they will inflate the overall skill rating of a fighter that you already beat up to 100. Now, I don't think I need to spend precious time of this video to tell you how ridiculous that is, okay? Don't do that again. Fighters do improve, okay, but they don't turn into Superman. We spoke on the people on your team, but also we need things to spend money on. Clothes for outside of the ring, jewelry, gear for our workouts at the gym and our fights, things for our gym, the gym itself. Boxing is about rags to riches. You need to have that in the game, by maybe even going as far as to have customizable cars and homes for your fighter. You don't even have to drive the cars, okay? Just have the cars as a symbol of status. Do you understand? You need to show our personality needs to come through the things that we buy and the gear that we wear. All right, and it's this level of customization that adds not weeks, not months, years of gameplay to this new game. And that means huge sales for you. And there will be no need for a story mode. The careers of our fighters are all the story we need if you carry us along that journey in the right way. Now, let's talk about gyms. And you guessed it, the gyms in this game should be customizable too. The name of the gym, the colors of the walls, the logos on the walls, flags on the walls, photographs from your fights, Not only photographs, but hype posters from your past boxing matches, the ring itself, and also I want to be able to customize my own heavy bag that's hanging in my gym. Okay, well, whatever I want. If I want a yellow heavy bag, and whatever symbols I want on there, so that it could give us that sense of further identity. Even if these are things that you unlock as you progress and gain popularity in the game, that's good. Because I shouldn't just be able to walk into any gym and paint the walls and put up my flags and pictures, you understand? Now, on to fans and fame. One of the most important factors of Legacy Mode is you need to connect us to the fans and the media as a whole, you understand? Now, as your fame grows, one way of making it visually present in gameplay is during Media Day workouts. Basically, the crowd that gathers at your gym while you train before a fight will become larger and larger and larger throughout your career. And that's simple, okay? Another way, fan letters. Have fans throughout the world send you hate mail. Not just hate mail, but letters of appreciation, depending on your persona in and outside the ring. Remember, you can slap and shove and yell in your opponent's face at wins now. Hope you've been watching part 2 and 3 and been reading on the screen. Another way, the more popular you get, more and more fans should show up to your fights wearing your custom logo on their shirts and their posters, everything that they're holding up, you know what I mean? Their stuff that they carry around. And this is going to be something that will give the audience more dimension too. Because remember, these are your fans who are coming to see you. And they're also the fans of your opponent. You got to keep this in mind too when you're designing these big superstar clashes in the game. They should be like bosses that you come to, that you get to at the end of a long level, climbing the ranks, and then you face off against the other superstars in a title match. And once you become a superstar, the game will feature you. You will become the boss whose name's plastered all over the place. You make all the demands, your arena, your hometown, all that, whatever you want. And one more thing you could do to add personality and a feeling of identity to our fighters, post-fight interviews. After the fight, have an interviewer come over and ask you some questions. And if you have a mic, the PlayStation 4, I don't know if it has a mic, but you can respond that way. It doesn't have to be, all multi-choice, but the important part is that it's us talking. So the identity goes to our fighter. Think in your mind of all the great boxing movies we love. Think about how you remember when the fighter was training in the movie. It's usually a montage. Well, that's what the training sessions in the game should resemble. It needs to go smooth one to the next, like a music video, like a little montage. These regiments, depending on what trainer you have and what you prefer, including running outdoors or on a treadmill, weightlifting, shadow boxing, neck bending, speed bag, heavy bag, push-ups, sit-ups, hitting the mitts, sparring, cycling. And listen, when I say sparring, I don't mean with little things on the screen, okay? Little HUDs and all. You gotta take it off, okay? Or give us the option. That's the key. Give the player the option. But yeah, hitting the mitts, sparring, cycling, make little sceneries, okay? It doesn't have to be that long, but it has to cycle like a music video. Go from one to the next. Now, no matter what denomination you reward us for our training with, leveling up your left hook or any punch, meaning to increase its speed and power, it should be done in the ring by throwing it, okay? Even on the mitts, all right? But that's just how I feel. I think you get better by doing it. Sidestepping is when you sidestep an opponent on the inside or on the outside by flicking either up or down on the left analog. And that's in the game. But here's the thing. The part that isn't is when you sidestep your opponent, what happens is you force your opponent to turn. This is crucial. And depending on how high your footwork rating is, that's how fast you turn to face your opponent. Very important, okay? The importance of turning your opponent in the boxing ring is crucial. Now, the key thing to understand is no matter what camera angle you use, the two boxers in the game have to be on a 3D plane, not a 2D plane that looks 3D because of the camera. You know, when someone jumps to your left, you have to turn to face him on your left. And the speed at which different fighters do this varies in real life, okay? Don't forget. Alright, so obviously this is a huge part of the game. Multiplayer, big deal. This is absolutely key here, okay? I'm gonna try not to get upset about this. It makes me a little emotional. Okay, I love boxing, and I love that you get such a variety of personalities from one weight to the next, but also a large variety of styles. Now, I'm gonna say this nicely. Do not combine weights. You have us sitting there like idiots with someone who wants to fight at middleweight, and we want to fight at welterweight. And, you know, as for your lightweight section, it contains like 8 weight classes, okay? You cannot, you know, group everybody together. Have the weights in a list format. Heavyweight, show how many players are currently in heavyweight. How many players are currently in cruiserweight, which is not in the game, by the way. Light heavyweight, how many players are... So this way, we can go to our weights. You need to split them up, okay? Do not group them together. Do not. Because what you're really doing is trying to disguise the fact that you don't have enough fighters in the game. Something else I want to throw out there is perks. I noticed that in EA UFC, something that they got right was that your fighter can go in with different game plans. This is great, so that, you know, on the night of the fight, say right after you pick your fighter, you know, you can have those game plans where from 1 to 3, where one game plan will say, okay, you will have extra strength, perhaps. I'm just giving it an example. Or, you know, and another perk, you know, within those 3 slots of a game plan will say, well, maybe you recover fast from a hard blow. You understand? So, and there'll be like 3 of them. Don't go crazy with the number of slots that we know, because in multiplayer, it'll be a game breaker. But you throw them in here and there, okay? Just like it's balanced in games like Call of Duty. It's balanced in other games, you know? So it'll give multiplayer a new dimension, more replayability. You know, you mix and match with these different game plans. Hey. So to conclude part 4, what you see here is a sample controller scheme that I devised to demonstrate, that's all, just to demonstrate that everything I mentioned, part 1 through 4, fits perfectly fine on the controller. Now, please, not for me, for us, for this game, leave a like on the video, and much more importantly, share this video, and spam the hell out of EA if you can, with all 4 parts to this features breakdown. And Brian Hayes, I'm talking to you now. If you need to get in touch with me, get in touch with me. You know, the recipe's here. This is what we all want in the game. Please, don't settle for less. Okay, like no knockdown and knockout generator. That is not good. You know, you have an opportunity to take what I said, all my ideas, and make a classic game. And a ton of money for doing it. Anyway, again, I want to say thank you to everybody. And the big news, if you haven't noticed, part 1 through 4, no. There will be a part 5 as soon as some more substantial information about the game is released. You know, also, anybody could do this game, not just EA. Rockstar could do it. Naughty Dog can do it. Anyone with attention to detail. Anyone. The recipe is right here. I just can't do it myself. I don't know how to, you know, code games. You know, it takes a team of talented people, and there's a lot of those out there. Big shout outs to Shakir Egerton. If you guys don't know, Shakir actually set up a petition that you can sign right now. Hey, if it helps, it helps. We need a boxing game now. Okay, so I'm going to put the link in the description, and go sign that petition. Hey, if it helps, it helps. Only takes a second or 2, so let's get this game. You understand? Let's get this game started. I'll see you guys in the next one, all right? Peace.